Thank you very much for that very thoughtful and
Can't I just talk loud? No, they can hear me. Thank you very much for the very thoughtful and very thought-provoking comments. We will now hear Bassam Eid, who's a Palestinian human rights activist, and he's an equal opportunity activist. He criticizes the Israelis and the Palestinians, whoever deserves it. He's been several times in South Africa with Benjamin to discuss the issues at hand. He's very familiar with South Africa and with Mandela's legacy and how it influenced South Africa. And we look forward to hearing him.
Thank you, Tola. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed, I got the privilege to be in South Africa with my colleague Benjamin for several times for a series of lectures in different universities, in different cities in South Africa. And of course, that my favorite city there is Cape Town. Yes, indeed, I think that Mandela, as Mandela, was a kind of a hope, and probably much more to the Palestinians rather than to the Palestinian leadership. I think that the Palestinian leadership almost lost the opportunity to use the thinkings, the thoughts, and probably the experiences of Nelson Mandela. I don't remember one day that a Palestinian leader tried to approach Nelson Mandela on one among the other conflicts that we, the Palestinians, got around the world, in turn to get a little bit thoughts how we should have to act in turn to solve it. I remember in the middle of the 90s, I have a friend of mine who is a historian from Haaretz newspaper called Tom Saget. He visited South Africa in the middle of the 90s. He was invited for a party somewhere in Johannesburg, and suddenly he met Nelson Mandela. Tom Saget approached Nelson Mandela and he asked him one question. The question was that people said that Yasser Arafat is the Palestinian Nelson Mandela. Will you agree on that? Then Nelson Mandela just smiled and he turned his back and went. Which is, in my opinion, certainly such thing has been rejected by Nelson Mandela. So this is what we achieved from such kind of a slogan, which is, I am as a Palestinian, in my opinion, that Arafat left and he stuck the whole Palestinians in the mud until today. Now, in my opinion also that Nelson Mandela became as a spirit, probably than much more than anything else. I am so nervous how also the international community lost the opportunity to give Nelson Mandela the position that he really deserved on this earth. I don't think that the international community gave any attention for the struggle of such person that many coming generations can learn from his own experience. On the other side, the most important thing, which is, I think, it became much more symbolic towards South Africa and the people of South Africa and Nelson Mandela, is the unity and reconciliation, which is at least I can admit as a Palestinian that we almost failed in both of them, in the unity and in the reconciliation. We didn't succeed on that. Even that looks like that without a goodwill, it's impossible to reach a reconciliation. You need at least a will, not only from your part, but also from the other part. But unfortunately, we the Palestinians totally failed in such kind of things. I was invited, as I mentioned, to South Africa mainly by the Jewish Board of Deputies there. And I am very proud to be invited by them anytime to go and to try to give my own impression on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, of course. My impression is that we still have, at least the Palestinians, probably the Israelis are not interesting as the Palestinians should have to be, to learn more and more and to try to involve probably such kind of leaders in South Africa. I know very good leaders in South Africa, still alive and still functioning. How we can use these good experiences in turn to improve at least the daily life of the Palestinians. I don't want right now to talk about Gaza. I don't want to talk about Sderot. I was yesterday in Sderot. I was this very early morning nearby the Gaza Strip, and things looks really horrible. In my opinion, if Nelson Mandela will wake up right now, I think that he will cry on us. I think that he will cry on us. On the other side, I must have to say also that as Nelson Mandela deserves his own people and his own country, I believe also that South Africa and the South African people indeed deserves Mandela. Thank you very much.